We're on the way over to a buddy of mine's place that's got a cool little food forest, and we're going to do a quick video if this rain will allow. It is deluge right now. But this guy, his name is Axel, really cool guy. A friend of mine, Kirk, introduced us, and we just kind of hit it off. Ended up being well, a lot of common interest. His place is only like a year old, I think, his food forest. So relatively new and young, but he's already popping a bunch of food out. I could be wrong but about the age of it, but I was pretty sure it's only been like a year. And there's a good amount of food coming out of this place. It's right over here in Deltona. So real close, right here, Central Florida. And I think we're in for a treat. So I'll check back in here in a second. We have arrived. Here's the man.
Thank you, sir.
Show me your little. Now, this is 1 year you've been doing this?
1 year, 3 months.
1 year, 3 months.
Started with the idea of just wanting to put a couple mangoes in the ground, and then kind of progressed from there. That's Mexicola avocado we started with, and I just kind of got the idea I wanted to fill this whole thing in all the way down, and it just kind of got out of control. So now we have 130 or something pineapples, I think 6 or 7 different varieties of mangoes, 3 different avocados in the ground, a bunch of other miscellaneous that's we'll come across, I'm sure.
Neat.
I had to replace a coconut cream mango. Just wasn't having a solid footing for the root ball, so dug it up and got another one replaced. And neighbor gave me some apple cactus, so we're tossing them in random places.
Such good stuff.
I love it. I got 20 or 30 cherry mangoes from you this year, and I planted every single one of the seeds, so there's pots everywhere.
Jack beans.
Yep.
Lots of jack beans.
Lots of jack bean, and like you were saying, I think this thing actually is making a turnaround now. This is that avocado that's been struggling for a while,
Yeah.
but it's making it. Over here I have my pipes for my home, like electrical and irrigation and whatnot for the city, so I can't plant anything too big over here, so I've just been kind of growing it up with pigeon pea, candules, whatever. That's a ponderosa lemon. It's kind of hidden back in there. Most of the bananas, I shouldn't say most, a lot of the bananas are Brazilian dwarfs, a lot of dwarfs, honestly. Crane hands, Orinoco, all from the Reid Farm.
The Reid Farm.
Yeah. Another coconut cream. That was one of my favorites, and I just couldn't help it.
Oh yeah, so delicious. This all is Alternatera.
Yeah,
Brazilian joyweed.
I don't know what this is. My neighbor had it.
It's Brazilian joyweed.
Okay.
Alternatera.
I just think it's really pretty.
It's edible.
Really?
You can cook it.
No shit.
Yep.
All right. There's a lot of cassava yucca, CMC 40 and Togo. All good stuff.
I'll give you some of that Shan's yellow. That stuff produced really well for me.
Awesome. These are Thai long beans I'm really excited about. They've gone on their second set so far this season. And then these are all pear trees. These 3 here. I don't know what the plan is. I stuck them all together, and I might keep them really tight. I don't know. And then these are all pineapples from Southwest Florida. These are all sugarloafs.
This come from Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Nice.
Yeah.
I ate one of those with him at his
Really?
place. It's one of the best things I ever ate in my
I'm
life.
excited, man.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
Matt's got pineapples dialed in.
And yeah, more pineapples just from the.
Yeah.
There's a local gentleman that has a fruit stand, and at the end of the day, I stop by and I toss the gentleman $5, and he gives me the whole 5-gallon bucket to all his tops.
There's a mango.
Yep, that is a orange sherbet.
Nice.
That's the Crane Hands bananas. There's some sugar cane in here. These are the blacks. Red Navel orange from last year took off. Guava or guanabana.
Well, you're gonna have a job protecting that this year.
Yeah, that was a mistake, but I couldn't help myself. All the scraps from the pineapples I put on top of these.
Good stuff.
And you can see it's lined all the pineapples.
So many pineapples.
Yeah, it's kind of chaotic.
Guava.
Yeah, that's pink guava, another pink guava. Both got smoked by the last cold, and they've been returning like this. I don't know why. This is that cherry mango that I got from South Florida.
Oh yeah, pretty
Really
tree.
excited?
Nice looking tree.
Absolutely. More Peruvian apple cactus, just kind of jammed everywhere. The neighbors offered me the section of this land to keep going this way, so we're working our way that way.
Get it.
Nice neighbors.
Nice rows, more rows.
The guava here is ruby red, and it seems to be the happiest, and I didn't protect it at all, and this is what it looks like, and it keeps fruiting.
So
Greedy
delicious.
Pete the raccoon keeps snatching them all, though.
So delicious.
I haven't had one yet.
Oh.
This just dropped its flowers again. As you can see, it's...
Yeah, me and dragon fruit.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Not self-fertile. Barbados.
Yeah.
Some of the most delicious.
One of the coolest things I've ever had. I love it.
Some fruit stuff. Love these things.
This is probably the 6th cycle it's gone through of fruit, and it does drop a lot. I don't know what's going on, but it sets his new set immediately. It doesn't matter. So
It's young.
that makes
It's young.
sense.
It'll get it done. Such a
getting
great
to
fruit. A great fruit.
And then Tangelo. I know Tangelos are probably a waste of effort doing the whole citrus thing, but
Worth a
I like
shot.
the fruit. And
Is this where all those beautiful passion fruits came from?
Yeah, this is the one that the squirrels don't get to. The one over there is the sacrificial vine. They seem to be robbing me every time they get a chance.
I ate a lot of passion fruits off of this year.
This was about 100 on it every month.
And they were awesome. You brought me so many of them. He was bringing me like a bag every week over the summer, and I tore up every single one of them. I planted a bunch of seed from them, so hopefully we get a bunch of vines. Yeah, lots of cassava.
Yeah, it's all CMC 40 or Togo, just so it's supposed to be good for drought tolerance. I did get into grapes at my old house, which was probably a mistake, but I took them with me, and we might do something with them. I might just let them die. I don't know much about grapes or how to do anything with them, so I'm just kind of winging it.
Check that video out I did with Paul Zamoda.
Okay.
A great video. Shows how to prune them, plant them, how to just manage it.
I have no idea. I
Yeah,
just stuck them in the
Paul
ground.
is the great man.
That was my very first citrus tree here in Florida. I bought that 3 or 4 years ago and stuck it in the ground in the Conway community. And it was about a foot tall, single stick. I topped it at about a foot and then manipulated it out with strings until I made this really nice structure.
Stone fruit.
It got to be about 15 feet high, and when I moved, I decided to top it all back to transport it.
That's not citrus. That's a
No, this is a
peach.
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 Yeah, this is a UF Best. Yeah.
Chunky little thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't like the fact that I buried it and then it sunk itself down 4 inches or so in the soft sand,
Yeah.
and then I realized I needed to dig it up. I think that's the golden finger. This is a lady finger. This is all Mubasa grass, which I got from the same guy, Matt. I'm going to use it to feed the chickens, which are non-existent at the moment. And then I got some red Napier seeds, which I wasn't really sure what to do with, but...
That looks different than mine.
Right? I said the same thing. It looked green instead of that red dark
I gave you some
color.
pieces of that. I
Right.
just chopped a whole bunch of it.
And then this is gundules that I stuck in the ground closer to the wet, and you can tell that they like wet more than dry for sure.
This right here is going to be the gold. This water.
I hope so.
It holds the temperature.
It sure seemed to help.
It holds the heat.
If you go down the road here, there's 3 ginormous mango trees, and they're both sides of the road has the lake. So nice.
I just planted a food forest back here right on the lake. I'm expecting big things out of that one. There's some cool stuff in there.
I'm excited. I hope I can say the same.
Passion fruits.
We're working it up into the tree here. I've got a bunch of dragon fruit stuck down there. Hopefully that'll start to recover and take over that area next.
This is only a year, peeps. A year.
Honestly though, if you think about it, only maybe 30% of what you're looking at was in the ground for that period of time. Most of this stuff I've been working on continuously. This is all within the last, everything here except for that banana is maybe 8 months. That's less than that. But just stuck them in the ground just to kind of fill space.
This is just get after it and get it done. And start building and start planting and putting things in the ground, and you're going to have a lot of food here.
I sure hope so, man.
Nicely pruned trees.
Lemon zest.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it wide and it's taking a while.
Delicious fruit.
We're getting there. I've got a lot more stuff that I want to plant over that front yard. That whole thing over there is all my potted plants that I've been snatching up from you. When you went up to North Florida, I swung by and chat with the wife, and she swindled me into a bunch of good stuff that I couldn't say no to.
She's good at it, isn't she?
Oh my god. She's like, you ever seen a pomegranate? And I was like, oh, my wife loves them. And come on back. So we walked back. You guys had some that were like the size of a softball.
Yeah, I was harvesting some yesterday. They're delicious.
So I grabbed one of those. Grabbed a ruby or a pink grapefruit. Some other weird citrus. Like I got a lot of Nagami kumquats, and this is the Nagami. This thing is kind of getting hit by some type of bug. And then sugar apple I got from you. There's another sugar apple down there. And star fruit tucked back in here for my wind protection.
The heat's killing you over here.
Yeah, it's not going well.
It's not good for these potted plants. The heat's brutal this year.
Yep.
Star fruit hiding there. Excellent.
Another coconut cream? Yeah, coconut cream. Sweet tart mango. There's another sweet tart up front someplace.
Mulberry. Gonna take over the world right there.
This is a really cool pepper. It's supposed to be a pepper that's sweet. No spice. It's from the gentleman who does the try to save the world by hunger. The dude in South Florida.
There's so
Cody
many.
Cove.
Oh yeah, Josh.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, doing some really great things. That's where I got that cassava. I'll give you some pieces of.
Same stuff.
Yeah, he's found some really great varieties of stuff.
It's been fun.
Well, this is super cool, man. I'm glad I finally got over to see this.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for doing this. So, I mean, if you look at this, you're talking about a year he's been doing this. This should inspire. If you like, you can do this.
It's on the weekend for 2 or 3 hours on a Sunday while I have time.
Weekend warrior.
That's it.
Growing food. Yeah, this is going to expand, but it's beautiful. As it is already, there's design aspect to this that you've put in place that's really pretty.
I tried to space it properly so when things start to fill in, I can trim them back and keep them in a size that's manageable.
Like, look how pretty this is along here. And it's so young. Like, give this a year to fill in, and man, this is going to be thick and gorgeous.
If you go back 2 weeks ago before we got some good rain, this was definitely half as thick as it is now. So yeah. I'm watching it grow just the same as you are.
But next year, like when Praying Hands Bananas, 30 foot tall, and yeah, you're going to thicken up in here a lot.
These guys have been starved of fuel though, because I didn't get mulch in here until it was too late. I only had that one truckload that I got lucky with, and then I spread it out. I was out, and I've been on chip drop forever.
Yeah, I have too. 10 years.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I've been throwing cash to a buddy of mine who's a trimmer over in Christmas, and he drives an hour to come drop it off to me. So it's, yeah. This is the section I did most recently, and it was because of the mango, and I've killed enough stuff that I've learned that I'm doing it wrong. So this one, you notice the roots are right at the top, and then if you go down, it goes and tapers all the way down until you get to the sand, which is about
what we're looking for.
Almost 5 inches below the grass, and I tapered it all the way up. You know, the pot ended right about here.
Nice and high.
And then I just mulched it in thick, and I haven't watered anything. I've been just kind of, I don't have irrigation. I've got that lake pump that just runs this one pipe that the previous owner put up, but it doesn't reach anywhere. It just floods the vines, that's it.
That's going to do well. That's planted just right. Just right.
Finally.
Yeah, you killed a few.
Yeah.
A few sinkers. That's all right. It's all right. We've killed plenty.
These guys, I mean, look at these guys. These guys were originally planted up to about here almost with mulch. And I wasn't getting any leaves off of it. It was doing this. And when I called you and asked you about it, you said, well, just start with exposing the roots. And I did. And 3 days later, this whole thing just threw green off one side. So I was like, okay, I must be doing something wrong. And I did the same thing to this one.
You got the dreaded torpedo grass in here.
Oh, dude, it's a work. So, yeah, same thing with this one. I just tried to plant it as high as I could and dig out all the sand around the roots.
Yeah, these things especially, they do not want to be buried. They hate it. Yeah, it's like the most common mistake we see is those deep trees. But this place is growing. It's looking great, man. Appreciate the tour.
Thanks for having me over.
Thanks, man.
for coming.